Hey, good morning. It is Julie, Friday, May 15th, 6:33 a.m. Central Time. Payday, Friday, and the 15th. A triple bonus. Looking at the economic calendar, there's not a lot on the calendar today, I'll tell you that. We have one little report that could impact the dollar, and that is the not consumer sentiment. Where are you? Industrial production coming out at 8:15 Central. This could be taken as a positive stance if we get a 1% or higher forecast, actual. And conversely, if we get an actual point or lower, that's going to send the dollar down. So that can have a little bit of a correlating effect with crude, and an inverse correlation, of course. But we've also got the president hosting some folks over at Camp David. So he's been very chatty lately. So anytime the president gets on TV, we have to also pause because you never know what could happen with what they say. Looking at my daily chart, we've been 8 days going sideways now. And I'm looking for a bounce out of this area. I don't expect this to break through on any of the economic news that I've seen. And with the flattish, up moving KD cross that I've got here, I'm just seeing more of the same on the daily chart. On our 30-minute, I do know that we have filled in this air pocket pretty good where I was looking for it to get filled in yesterday. We left a little bit of work to do up here. So if we come back into the close up here, we might continue up and fill this in, going to yesterday's value area high. I can say that we have cleared two levels of previous value. I'll show that to you on my 30 tick chart to show you what I mean. Yesterday, we stayed below the previous day's value while clearing the day before that value high and value low. So 2 days of value have been cleared when we're sitting on the bottom of a 3-day value range. So several things can happen. We can bounce out of this area altogether and reject this air pocket when we come to do our gap close and come back in here and fill in, which never got done up here. So what did I say here? There we go. Come back up here. That's one course of action. Or we can get into that daily zone that I showed you on the daily chart, which is right here, skip through here pretty quick because there's really nothing here to stop it. One level, this point of control, 59.24 perhaps, but more likely we're going to be getting ourselves back down here given the direction, come in here and then bounce out. So I'm going to be looking for wicks on my 30 tick chart to show me that it's time to get going. Sometimes the wicks don't work. Like right here, you think that you're moving back into value and it whips back down again. So you've just really got to take your meat or your lumps here if that happens to you. But most likely, if you wait and are patient and get the right bottom, you can time this pretty good to boogie on out and up or down, whatever way. Boogie on up, down, or either way. I like that. Here is my 20 tick reversal chart that I've been using a lot lately, which I'm loving. It shows me the supply demand that I want to see for my reversals. I've got my own momentum direction, price and momentum. That's it, raw momentum. And I've added a cumulative delta volume indicator that I'm just watching. It's really duplicitous, but occasionally I will get a conflicting signal that will allow me to get a heads up that price is about to change direction before my momentum price direction. So I've just added a volume filter to it. But so far I'm seeing that the volume filter is really not going to be able to do much for me, so I may drop it. I've got my stochastics on my chart for the turns, and if you see, the turns are really leveling out very well with the correct market timing. So if I learn to trade my own system, I might do better than trying to go in there and into these markets and do it discretionarily, that I sometimes get caught up in. So I've got my direction and momentum band, I've got my volume, I've got my timing and oscillator for my entries, and I'm ready to go. So the close yesterday, right around here on our VWAP deviation band. So I think there's a high probability that we're going to get back up here and test this today. If we reject this area and just continue down south, I'll go with it and leave the gap, because we've got that close proximity for real close proximity that price is going to come down here and most likely bounce out on that first touch. Very high probability on the first touch in this area, it's going to bounce out like a rubber band. So whether it hits down here and then comes back up, I can't say, since we're already so far down outside of value. We'll just have to keep an eye on this. So we might get a fast excursion down, come down here, hit the brakes, and turn right back around and come into value, and then come up and fill the gap. We'll just have to play it like we see it, and I will catch you at the weekend wrap up. Thank you so much. Good luck trading.